But the methane randomly travels with the water, and sometimes it will light quite spectacularly. Just like that.
Now, Chesapeake is...
Power lines owned and operated by PG&E sparked the deadly campfire, the most destructive fire in state history, killed at least 85 people last November in and around Paradise. And of the 27,000 people that once lived there, only about 1,500 have returned.
As Jonathan Vigliotti shows us, a new threat in the water system could affect the town's plans to rebuild.
On your cup.
When Jessica DeStefano and her family moved into their dream home last summer, they never imagined this would be their reality. 19,000 buildings were reduced to ash in the campfire. Melted metal, plastic, and wood, creating this toxic mix that officials say 6 months later has contaminated the town of Paradise's water pipes. They've tested positive for elevated levels of cancer-causing benzine.
If my kids get cancer in 20 years, I'll never forgive myself.
The irrigation district says the pipes were contaminated either by melted water meters or toxic air from the fire that was sucked into the system.
We've tested about 500 clients in our district at this point, and about 30% of them have come up with contamination.
We have another blow for some families recovering from the wine country wildfires. Now there's a highly toxic chemical in their water. KPIX5 reporter Emily Turner is in Fountain Grove, where, to make matters worse, the city is stumped about the source. Emily?
Yeah, that source is yet unnamed, and that big question mark, as you can imagine, has the folks who live in these neighborhoods, folks who survived the fires, very concerned. Sam Marvey's house is one of 13 lucky enough to survive the fire, only for that luck to run out when he turns on the tap. He and a dozen of his surviving neighbors can't use their water, thanks to their fire-ravaged water system.
Do not drink, do not wash dishes, don't shower, don't do laundry, don't do anything that has to heat the water.
The threat is benzine, a cancer-causing chemical that somehow found its way into an isolated area of Fountain Grove's drinking water.
We're engineers, we're scientists, we're trying to solve problems, and we haven't been able to solve this.
They don't know the source, but they do know it's a dangerous problem. The regulatory limit is 1 part per billion. Some tests have turned up with 900 times that amount. So until it's fixed, the water in those 13 homes is basically unusable.
We've got 5-gallon waters, and we're kind of ad-libbing with that. And then they're gyms for showering.
Santa Rosa Water has isolated the area and tested outside of it to make sure no one else is affected. But some are still concerned and taking matters into their own hands while the city sorts out the issue.
It's scary. It literally is, to a point where I don't want to take a shower at my house. I want to have bottled water brought in until I can have it tested.
We're reaching out nationally to experts. There's not a tremendous amount of experience. We're convinced we're going to solve it, of course. It's just it may go on for a bit of an extended period.
Now, worst case scenario, they don't find the source, or it's something that is significantly, a huge significant undertaking when it comes to fixing the problem. If that's the case, Santa Rosa Water says they may have to rip the system out to the tune of $20 million, and that's not going to be a short endeavor either. They should know whether or not they'll have to do that within the next 6 to 8 weeks. Reporting live in Santa Rosa, Emily Turner, KPIX 5.